Well, after its very rocky rollout, Obamacare is taking off, and nowhere is enrollment higher than here in Florida. 1.1 million Floridians have signed up this year, but now the U.S. Supreme Court is deciding a case that could strip Florida residents of the health insurance they desperately need. Mike and Carol Driscoll have what it takes to fight their way through this. The plantation couple's been married 30 years, raised 5 great kids. They have built a foundation of strength, and boy, do they need it now. 2 years ago, about to turn 50, a bad back injury for Mike spiraled into something much worse.
I was in a tremendous amount of pain, and part of during that time, while I was in pain, I unfortunately let my heart rate go up to very high levels.
Mike had a series of mini strokes, which led to fluid on the brain. Soon, in between jobs, and now with a pre-existing condition, the only health insurance he qualified for was through the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare. And the only way he could afford it was with the federal subsidies Obamacare offers to those in financial need. For the Driscolls, that's $841 a month.
Without subsidy, we would not have been able to afford it. I would lose my husband without the subsidy, without the insurance, without the pre-existing condition. He wouldn't be here.
But the Driscolls are among the 1 million Floridians who will lose those subsidies if the United States Supreme Court sides with Obamacare's critics. A case on the court's docket would deprive subsidies to people who live in states, like Florida, that don't have state-run exchanges. Florida doesn't have one because Governor Rick Scott and the Republican-led state legislature don't like Obamacare and have refused to set one up. Republican State Senator Rene Garcia says he's for a state-run exchange to keep those federal subsidies coming.
This will fall on the shoulders of the taxpayers of the state of Florida if these subsidies disappear.
For the Driscolls, Obamacare is the difference between health insurance and no health insurance. And Mike, who at 52 thought he was years away from retirement, needs expensive brain surgery soon.
I want nothing more than to work full-time and
Go back to where you were.
to work full-time and have benefits and just live my life as a normal person.
And not have to deal with all of this other nonsense.
Not have to deal with it.
That would be nice.
I'll do everything in my power to make that happen.
If the Supreme Court rules the subsidies must end for the Driscolls and others, lawmakers in Tallahassee and other state capitals are going to start hearing more stories like this. The court is set to hear the Obamacare case early next month and should rule on it by the end of June, so state lawmakers still have time to act if they choose.
So given this impact, why wouldn't lawmakers choose to act in a situation like this?
Well, it's Obamacare, and there are few topics that have been as politically toxic as Obamacare over the last several years, and a lot of lawmakers ran for office and won on the idea of repealing Obamacare, so they really don't want to do anything that's going to at least appear to be in support of any part of it.
All right. Thank you, Rick.